Hello, welcome back. So I'm going to send this shuttle back home. Spirit of Man 2, it's about ready to go. I'm going to have it take off pretty much now. That's fine. It's got 28 out of 30 of the rare metals. I really needed to go home because I want to get some more money in the bank in order to send a cargo resupply shuttle to us, because we're going to be in a bit of a pickle here pretty soon about food. We just got 70 on our harvest here. Now, the next big harvest is going to be in 4 souls from potatoes. So what I would like to do is put down another farm. Now, this isn't going to help us with the current situation. However, this will help us long term. So I'm going to go ahead and put down a farm here, and that way our other botanists can get working on that once it gets constructed. What we're going to have to do in the meantime, though, is send ourselves a bit of a resupply. And I think I'd like to wait, if I can wait for this shuttle that just left to go all the way back to Earth, I'd have more money to send more items to us, right? Because really our shuttles have more money or more space than we really have the money for. Now, I think I'm in a bit of a bit of a tight spot because of the resources again as well. So I'm nervous that if people get low on hunger, they'll stop working. It'll kind of just snowball into not being able to make anything. So I'm kind of holding off on doing anything at the moment. I'd like to make these people, I'd like to fill up my engineering jobs if possible, and let them just kind of pump out a lot of the items that we need right now. So we have 3 full shifts. The machine parts, it looks like it's actually... Oh, inactive shift, that's fine. I don't really want them working all night because of the issue with everyone's morale. So all of the night shifts everywhere, I believe, have been turned off. Is that right? Night shift here, yes. Yeah, okay. Well, actually, no, there we go. Small spacebar, we'll turn that off. That's off. Nursery's already off. That's fine. I just want to make sure that no one's working at night because they get a little bit miffed when they're working super, super late. What else do we want to talk about? So we have 2 things here. That's fine. 2 of the rare metal extractors. We have 3 science labs at this point. Not even full. So we are short on some scientists. We could bring... How much space do we have? We only have room for 8 homes right now. Man, do I really want to start building the next dome, but there's nowhere near enough polymers for that. And I don't know if we're going to have that for a little bit either. I was trying to think about maybe redoing the way some of our infrastructure is, because right now it's really a hot mess, right? We've got stuff just everywhere. There's no real grand design by any means, right? So it's all kind of funky and tied in here. There's no more space for another landing pad because there are times when we have 2 shuttles here as well. I would like to put down a trade pad, though, and again, it's only adding to my problem of not being organized. I'm just going to have to stick it somewhere for the moment. But a trade pad would let us request goods from different organizations or other colonies on Mars. So we can request to trade things like, we'll trade you concrete if you give us polymers or something like that. Also, I think I'm going to go ahead and tear this drone hub completely down because I've stacked 2 of them together, and I don't really think there's any need for that until we wind up having a drone hub full. So let's reinforce the amount of drones working at this one primarily, and then also maybe the one up here, because it has a heavy load pretty much too. So we'll maybe pull 1 from here. You're now on a low load. Excellent. You still have a low load. Cool. The final thing I was talking to talk about was maybe doing water in a new location. So instead of having all of our water stuff all clumped up right here, we relocate everything, or by relocate I mean disassemble it and install something new. But we wind up building it way out down to the southeast. So both of these water nodes are really good quality. We've got an average one and a high quality, which is pretty decent. We could run a pipe system all the way out here. Now, the question, of course, or the difficulty would be, how do we get these items from point A to point B? All of the items both for the water the water purifiers or the water extractors and the metal extractor, if we use that, in order to repair them. So both the water extractor and the metal extractor need machine parts to get repaired. So what I would like to do is put down a drone hub, and I'll probably do one right about here, because the western edge of this drone hub section will be able to take care of all of these electrical concerns and repairs, right? So we'll be able to do the maintenance on all of our wind turbines and our solar. Now if I move him far enough up, he's mostly going to be in range of most of the different tiles here. So he'll have at least some tiles with concrete, metals, things like that. Now what I'd like him to do, though, is I can put 1 drone hub there, and then 1 drone hub here, and as long as it's covering all of these items, which it is, we'll be able to put down a... Let me put this a little bit over to here. There we go. I can put down a universal storage depot. I don't remember, is this in the right range or not? Nope, a little bit to the north. Let's move one more here to the north. I think right about here might do it. That's in range there, and this one's in range. Cool. So we'll trash this one. But basically what this would do, if we tell this thing here to just ignore everything else, but always have 5 metal, what will happen is this drone hub will get built. It'll deliver 5 metal to this pad. And then once eventually this drone hub gets built, it'll use those metals to keep all of these buildings here nice and in good shape, right? We'll be able to just repair. I only need to have like 1 drone over here too, because they're only going to get maintenance every so often. So that would be my plan overall. Let's go ahead and get the supply pod that we had. I know I did send down a ton of electronics here for that the planetary survey mission, but after I kind of sat and looked at my food for a minute, I think we're going to have to tackle this problem first. So that's going to take care of that. I think we need to maybe send the shuttle ahead of time. That or we send a supply pod completely full of food. I just hate to do that. That's kind of a pretty huge investment. Okay, so the trade pad is down. We can choose our export, and we're going to try to export concrete right now. And we want to import polymer. We'll see if we happen to get any bites on this. It may not happen, but at least we can put that up there. I'm going to recycle the little drone or delivery shuttle thing. Supply pod. What would we do with our power if I wind up relocating things or doing anything different? I would probably just make this a giant field of solar panels, right? Just a massive field of solar panels in this area. I would probably kill this extension here and then just keep running my batteries along a double line of, or along the power line. We'll put a massive long row all stretching out this way for power. We could have, I mean, I guess the solar, or I guess the wind is okay. I wouldn't mind relocating some of our production of both oxygen and water though, because if we put water extractors over here, this is going to take care of all of the water needs, I believe, because the ones down to the southeast are all higher quality, so you're going to be getting more water per extractor. And then we could free up all of this space for maybe another trade landing pad rather, or we could even sneak in another dome. Now, I could put down another dome, the barrel dome. I'd love to save up, of course, for this oval one, and put an oval one right here. I was kind of thinking of an idea about putting ovals all the way around this entire lake, kind of like this, and having them all in one nice circle. But I don't know, obviously 100 polymer is not something that we're going to just get in the next heartbeat, so that's going to take a long time to do. And if we don't have 100 polymer, then we're not going to be able to do this idea over here on this side. So this is pretty much on hold for a bit. It's just going to take too many materials to completely invest in. Our lake is nice and filled up. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it's completely frozen solid. So until we get the temperature up much higher, I think like 25%, we're not going to be able to use the lake to evaporate and create atmosphere and things like that. So, or to create water moisture in the air. You're going back to Earth. I think I'm going to go ahead and order a shuttle. It's 60% though. We're at 61 food. Why don't we wait until this is done? That way we can get a really nice big cargo shuttle. And then when that gets here, we'll go ahead into a mission, one of these planetary exploration missions, maybe to try to grab more resources or something like that. We'll try to do all of the planetary anomaly missions that have a resource, because we have a ton of fuel. So we could wind up doing that. Okay, our shuttle made it home back to Earth, so we were able to get our exports out, and we've got a ton more money to play with now. So let me go ahead and get rid of the one thing I wanted to, which was this here. All right, there we go. And we also wanted to salvage this drone hub. This drone hub is working, but it doesn't have enough, it doesn't have any power connected to it, which is fine. So we've got a lot of money, 1.7 billion. We're good to go there. Where's the split power grid thing? You're not really split, are you? I don't think so. I think it's this one that's just being a little bit grumpy. So let's go ahead and order a cargo rocket. So we're going to need food, just a little bit of food to supplement what we're doing out here until the next harvest comes through. I didn't even mean to pick wheat. I meant to do soybeans right off the bat, but that's fine. We'll at least get a little harvest to supplement what we're doing. We have our big harvest coming in 3 souls. So I think I'm just going to send like 20 or so food if I can get that on the rocket. So let's try at least 10 for the moment. I also want to grab an electronics factory. What would you call that? Prefab. Sorry, I like froze up. I couldn't think of the word. So an electric factory prefab, a drone commander. Crap, is that really? Are we full already? No, I don't know why I couldn't. I was thinking we couldn't put anything else in. Here we go. I need an RC commander in order to go rescue our RC transporter. I could grab a dozer, but I don't know. 500 million? I don't think we want to do that right now. So 20 food should be enough, plus the 10 wheat should be enough to supplement us until that next big harvest comes in. So that should be okay there. Polymers are super, super expensive, so I don't think I'm going to do much with polymers. I might grab a couple of random materials, machine parts, electronics, and I might go ahead and fill up with a bunch of drones, because we always tend to have a lot of drone issues. So having more drones means more things getting done faster, more goods being transported between point A, point B, less time down when we run out of, when something hits maintenance mode. So let's do that. What else can we grab here? Drone hub, moisture evaporator. These are things I don't really need. I think we can make our own fuel refineries now, so that's not a problem either. I could grab another RC transport to have multiple metal runs, but I don't think we're that short on metal. But mostly, I mean, I'd love to bring some more polymers in here, but it's like double the price of everything else. So we'll have to just tough it out for a bit. All right, let's grab a bit more food just in case, and maybe one more notch on both the machine parts, electronics. We'll grab an orbital probe because we haven't had one of those in a bit, and we'll head out. So that was all of our money. Here's to hoping we don't need anything else right now. When this gets here, we will have this rocket go take care of whatever mission we decide. So that'll work out for us. I'd love to get... do we want to put down another intermediate barrel dome? It's such a mess right now. All the domes are just all kerfluffled and in different pieces, and I don't really like it that much, the way it's currently laid out. I would love to do much more organized dome, and that's my fault for not doing a lot of pre-planning, but to be fair, a lot of this stuff I've not really been familiar with, so it's a bit new to me. This is kind of more of a learning experience for me as well. So later on, eventually, we'll go ahead and do a much more focused and planned out build. I might honestly be able to kind of get... Well, we can't build with the highlights. Like, we can't lay down the blueprint of a building if we don't know it. So I couldn't even pretend to lay down some buildings here and there until I was ready. Right, so... Oh, hey, did you guys repair my little... Yeah, you did. You repaired the transporter. Good job. Good job, tiny little drones. I'm proud of you. Let's go ahead and unload whatever you're trying to do. Transferring. Can we just do unload stuff? There we go, because you've got a bunch of metal just lying around. You're going to go drop off the resources we need for over here. And once this shuttle lands, I'll use the RC commander to build this drone hub. Then we'll go ahead and start doing some water on this end. That'll work out. We also need to... Did you unload your stuff there? RC transport, you did. Let's go ahead and set up another transport run, because there's a lot of resources right here in a nice little pocket that we can have you pick up. So pick up everything here. Drop it off back home. Now that I understand how the supply depots can kind of chain together, I think I'm getting a better handle on drones and drone hubs. Because before that was kind of a mystery, and I wasn't really using them to the best effect. So by understanding this a bit more, I should be able to kind of chain together more drone hubs and more kind of transport areas a little bit better. So we'll be able to stretch across the planet if we so need. Random meteors just breaking into the planet. We got terraforming subsidies. Wasn't that like 1 billion? Hey, cool. We got a flat $1 billion. Lovely. We still have a ton of farming to do, or research to do for that outside farming. Although I don't think we can need it. See, I think I was getting that mixed up with this. I think I thought this is what I was looking for in the outdoor farming. The outdoor farming is not going to be useful for us, is it? Plants edible crops at the cost of seeds. We're not going to be able to do any crops, are we? Why don't we put this on hold? Let's get a couple more items here. We can't do anything with the outdoor farm until there's an actual atmosphere, correct? I think I thought that the lichen or the lichen was all coming out of that outdoor farm and not the forestation plant when I queued that up. So that'll save us some research. Let's give us the option to make a Stirling generator. Shoot, we could even replace a lot of our other generators with a crap ton of Stirling generators instead. Yeah, they require a lot of polymers, but if we can ever get up on the polymer run, we'll be in much better shape. So what other items do we have? Drone printing, printed electronics would be kind of nice. This is going to... Terra Tourism is going to increase the tourism, which we don't really have set up yet. This is improving the atmosphere. A magnetic field generator improves the decrease of the loss of atmosphere, or decreases the loss of atmosphere. And adaptive vegetation unlocks the planting of bushes and trees and forestation plants. So that's stuff that's still a little bit ahead of us right now. In-dome maintenance would be kind of nice. That would be just a reduction in cost for us. Do we have any better production for like polymers or anything like that? Refiners and factories get Amplify. Increase production by 25%. That would not be bad either. Why don't we queue that up before we do the in-dome architecture? Okay, sounds good. We'll leave the queue alone for a bit. We've got our rocket almost here. I think... How many houses do we have? We have 6 houses and 21 open jobs. Well, we could wind up doing another dome down somewhere. Like probably right in here would be the next dome. Is our gym full? Oh, it actually is full. Gosh. I need to start getting a little bit better about what items I'm putting in different domes. So what do you guys do in terms of specialization? Do you specialize your dome? Or do you prefer to leave it mixed up like this? Because this is kind of decentralized. I personally prefer a centralized residential and services dome, and then maybe like one dome where you do all your working in your factories, one dome where you do all your research. But as we saw, a lot of people weren't super happy about that. Hey, there we go. Our drone swarm has arrived. As soon as this takes back off, these drones will kind of enter the drone market, so to speak, and we'll be able to kind of move those around as needed. Before it starts loading up any rare resources, let's try to see what the next project we'd like to do. This is going to take 4 scientists and give us resources. This is a breakthrough. This is resources. So let's go ahead and do a couple of expeditions back to back. That way, maybe we can get some resources that might really, really help us out. Even food would be nice right now. Pretty much any resource other than concrete would be useful. And I don't think they send you on a mission that uses concrete. Hey, we also have an orbital probe, which is kind of cool. What does a deep scan do, by the way? Deep scan this sector. I don't think I've seen what a deep scan does. Let's do one, I don't know, let's do one right here, up this little valley and see what's right over there. Ooh, interesting. This deposit is not exploitable within our current technology. Deep metals. Oh, that's really cool. Are we going to have to rescan everything with deep scanning eventually down the road? All right, let's send the Explorer over to the new deposit. Let's also send the RC Commander. I'm going to release 2 drones from him. All he needs is really like 2 drones. And then we'll move him over this side, so maybe he can help build our location. The new drone hub.
Aliens did not build the pyramids. Human beings built the pyramids with ingenuity and hard work.
Lovely. Reed Goddenberry, one of the wealthiest and most powerful people on Earth, addresses the UN General Assembly. What is this? This is kind of your mystery log. So this is the mystery for our playthrough, which I think we left as random, right? I don't particularly know what your mystery does. I don't believe I've ever seen what that is. Where are we at on our overall milestones for missions? We are pretty low on the terraforming side of the house. It will be nice to get 2 small lake prefabs once we hit 25% temperature. We're nowhere near the rest of these, though, so that is a bit rough. So where's the next dome going to go? That would be the question. Do we want to try to save up? We want to just do a standard old regular dome to be a little bit cheaper about life, instead of trying to go the super duper expensive route. Basic dome would cost 10 polymer, and that's it. You could chain a bunch of basic domes together in like a little bit of a circle around the lake here in a squad of 4 or something. I believe, are we out of seeds? How many seeds do we get per harvest? We're only getting like 1 seed per harvest, so they have to go to either of these 2 forestation plants, I believe. So maybe having 2 forestation plants isn't the best idea right now. You know, since a lot of the domes are peeling off of, or I guess going into the central dome, I wonder if we could use this central dome more as a services and comfort dome. And we have, I could even fit 2 oval domes, I think. Not oval, sorry, the barrel dome. In an area that might link into this. There's, actually, it just looks like 1. So 1 here. 1 more, maybe, if we were able to trim everything up here. Actually, yeah, we could squeeze 1 really, really tight if we were able to relocate our oxygen production and the landing pad. If we ever wanted to. So that would be 2 more domes. Obviously, there's tunnels going everywhere, so we would pretty much never be able to have a big, giant 3, triangle, or a large-scale triangle in here, but we could have some smaller service buildings here and there. No residences. We'd move the residences to other domes, keep the businesses, or like the factories, rather, in other domes as well, and use this one as kind of like, that's where the gambling hall might be, that's where your, big food court might be, things like that. I just feel like with all of these passages in the way, it's really messing up how, because look at that, you can't put a giant triangle piece in when your passages are taking up a lot of space. But it could be an idea. I have no idea if that's going to be smart or not. I wouldn't mind it, though, because we could use more people right now, and we seem to have some people who are grumpy about services, right? Missing a service building for playing and exercise. So I don't have the space, and I hate to keep building more and more of these barrel domes when I really want a larger scale dome. I could try to focus down the tech tree for a bit, though, if that's an option. We could go down the tech tree to really try to focus maybe on engineering to unlock the next level of dome. What would this be for us? Is this already on the queue? This is in the queue already. Wait, did we lose our Explorer? What happened? Did you pop or something? Oh no, our Explorer actually malfunctioned all the way out here. I think it went right through the tornado. So that's a bit rough. I'm going to have to send my RC Explorer out here, I think, to fix it. Hey, are you guys actually building this? I think they're just grabbing the metal. Let's actually see if we can't trim this up enough that it's got a range of this pad and the drone hub too. There we go. So in theory, it should be able to pull the resources from here, the electronics and machine parts, in order to build the next drone hub. I am going to stick with that idea of moving water over there. I think it'll be nice to have some of the items like fuel, water, and oxygen all tucked away in its own little area. And then I can kind of focus on each of the zones, one at a time. As you can see, we're actually really low on food right now, so I think people are going to hit starvation pretty soon. We already had our wheat harvest, so we got that food delivered as well. It's mostly just holding out until this big harvest comes through, and then the other ones start to hit as well, although we're a little short on people at the open farm. So let me pull some people off of the seed crops for a bit. Actually, we are pulled out of the seed crops. Man, maybe we just have to suck it up and go with some apartments instead. That's going to be a lot of people in a very small space. Okay, I have an alternate idea, and I don't know if this is going to be good or not, but we're sitting here talking about the fact that a lot of people are complaining about social things, and I was mentioning that the passages going in and out of all these different large-scale triangles kind of prevent us from using the larger style buildings. So I'm wondering, maybe, what if we try to drop down 3 barrel domes outside of this barrel dome? So say something like right here, one over here, and one over to the other side. And then all 3 of those domes can connect into the same triangle area on one of these barrel domes. It's not a huge issue, but it would save up some more space. So each of these 3 new domes would have more space for colonists to live in, right? We'd be able to drop out some new polymer production. We'd be able to probably pull in some new machine parts. I'd also be able to start getting more underground rare metals from here as well, if we were to have one cut across in this general direction. So I'm wondering, maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea. It's going to eat up a few polymers, obviously.
Sector scan.
10 each, right? 20 each, so it would be quite a few. Let's send the Explorer. It needs to be repaired. Dang it, where's my commander at? Are you still building stuff? That's my transport. I think my commander's done. Or you're just idle while they're building everything else. I'll tell you what. Let's get 8 materials out here, and then we'll come back. So let's go over to my RC Explorer, because he needs to finish what he was doing. So we would need 60 polymers. Is that worth it? Or would we rather just go for the oval dome? This just has room for 2 spires. I mean, it's not terribly bigger than the barrel dome. The nice part about it is that it just has 2 spires, so maybe putting more barrel domes down wouldn't be a bad idea. So, for example, I'm going to pause let's pause the game so I don't start to build anything. So, one dome, I don't know, tucked in at the same angle even? Can we fit it in here? Not quite. So we'd have to have a different angle. So something like this, just enough room for the passages to go through. There, right? So we put one there. We would probably have to destroy all the items over here, all the water production over here, but we are looking at moving said water production. We could put a barrel dome here, tucked in real close to one, or we just stretch it across in this area, like this. And then we would drag a passage from here to here, here to here, and from that one over to here. So all 3 passages would open up here. We would turn this entire dome into nothing but service. So we're talking another gym, move the casino over here, get the larger scale grocery and food building, pretty much removing everything out of this dome unless it's service. We would have working buildings in all the other domes, so people could still work and live in the same dome as normal. And then the ones down here I might wind up having to remove, or maybe not, maybe I won't need to remove it, but I'm just trying to centralize some more of my needs, because the problem right now is that we're getting so spread out. I can't quite keep up with all of these comfort issues. It's not killing anyone, right? I guess they're just not amazingly happy. But I guess at the end of the day, it's not too bad as long as they're all above 50 or 60%. But this would allow us to bring more people in and then have a more focused central service spire until we unlock some of the mega dome structures. More people means more jobs being filled, more, you know, production of things like machine parts, polymers, electronics, and things like that. So I think we're going to try it out. It may not be the smartest thing in the world. I have no idea. But you know what? We have to try something, because we're not in the best of shape comparatively. We're doing good in terms of research-ish comparatively to the other groups, but I don't think performance-wise we're all that hot. Actually, can we say, when we see, I don't know if the AI is a good measurement or not, but they got 1027, 10.8, 60, 28, 19, 99, 10, 10, 44. So, I mean, some of them are quite busy. 48 colonists, 36 colonists, 48 colonists. Maybe I'm just pushing it too fast, too far. And I need to consolidate down on what we're using. How much does the Stirling generator cost to maintain it? It's going to be 1 polymer every time we maintain it. And it's what? 1 tile and 20 power production. But it's like 10 polymers and 5 machine parts to build it. I almost want to say let's just replace everything with Stirling generators down the road, but I doubt that's going to do too great. I feel like a lot of our stuff right now is having to go into maintenance. So by reducing the amount of things that need maintenance, we're going to be reducing our, you know, how much we have to continually fight and expand, having more people come out, more items being built, things like that. Let me delete this. Let's pause this one. I think this one is going to be where I want to keep it. I think the lake is full, and it's not doing anything anyway. So let's go ahead and interrupt the power or the water line. And kill that drone hub on accident. That's fine. Kill this, kill this, kill this. We'll kill that drone hub. Kill you because, to be honest, you're not able to do much right now anyways. This drone hub can go. We'll probably build another drone hub at some point to replace that one. Okay, you're a full drone hub. Here we go. You can get the excess drones. You're filled up, you're filled up. Do we actually have spare drones right now that are not doing anything? For there, okay. Were we able to get our lovely RC researcher back up and running? I think our commander's on the way still. Yep. Alright. I'm going to just start building one of these domes, and we're going to start experimenting to see what we need to do. I do need more polymers. Is there anything I can do to increase our polymer level? Gosh, I mean, other than rocking out and we keep shoving rockets back home with full loads of raw rare metals, I don't think there is.
Anomaly analyzed.
Right on. So we were able to get an anomaly here to get the rest of the Stirling generator done. Hooray! Where's that Stirling generator at? Over here. Atomic accumulator. Stores electrical power, has huge capacity, but charges slowly. I mean, that's pretty neat, but I don't think I want to have that in the queue. I'd rather focus more on the engineering side right now. Maybe a little bit more in biotech. We'll grab the hygroscopic evaporators and the low G fungi farm and add those to the queue as soon as they come up. We had a crop failure, but it's not as bad as it looks. It was actually just only at the hydroponic farm, probably because we ran out of workers for a bit. We do still have our harvest about to come through. Even though we're at 1 food left, we're about to have that harvest plus another harvest. So hopefully, with these two combined, we might start going back up in food. I think we're going to have more food available. So I'm going to keep this dome starting to grab materials, and we'll get polymers as they come out. I think what we'll do, the first batch of colonists that comes out to this barrel dome, we're going to make another polymer factory. We just need more polymer construction, really, is what it comes down to. So we will put this, we can build polymer factories, right? We can do that. Yeah, polymer factories. So we might destroy this one, build 2 more on this side, so they're really close to this dome. And then we would just wind up cycling some fuel up to the north if we need to. Let's close down some of these items. Yeah, I know we're low on pretty much everything. So we could do a barrel dome there. I mean, we could fit... I don't want to go too crazy. I think I'm going to keep the idea here of putting this dome just like this. What's blocking the way? What is this? Is this a power node? It's a random power node. Destroyed my plans. World domination. There we go. Okay, so barrel dome here. This would let us get more of the raw materials. Here's to hoping. I think this would work out. Let's pause one of them. RC Commander, what are you up to? Are you finishing your construction yet? You guys are almost done making this drone hub. So we're going to relocate the water eventually. That's still going to be a long-term project. We're okay on water right now, I think. We actually have full storage on that. So my long-term plan is to relocate all of the water production, fuel production. I'd like to consolidate the solar production if possible, but that's going to require a crap ton more polymers as always. Now that we can build Stirling generators, though, in a pinch if we need to, that'd be nice. But that 10 polymer cost is kind of brutal. What are we using right now? It's only one. Oh, we're consuming polymers for something else. What do we consume polymers for? The art store? Ugh. Do we really care that much about the art store? Does it do that much for us, I guess, is the question. Why don't we turn this off for a bit? And let's see how pissed off people get. And also the electronics store. Because they're using a lot of the resources that we barely have any of. So let's turn these two off. And see if we're able to get a much better stockpile. Okay, I'm going to wrap things up and put a cut in here. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next episode. Take care.